happen. Okay, that went good. I'm chipping away the freaking painting here. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Dare to Decorate. I must say, these have become some of my favorite videos. We're doing another DIY art decoration today. And if you've been following me or if you know my style, I love mixing modern, contemporary, Hollywood glamour, Hollywood glam, but I love to have those really old pieces also mixed in. And one of those things of old pieces, I love to mix in old pieces of art. But how many times have you found a nice, beautiful old oil painting and it's just a little bit too like what your grandma had in her apartment or house, or what you see in the museum? Some aspects of it you love. Maybe the top part is painted so beautifully, but the dress and the rest of it is not so nice. Or one thing I really love is still lives. Now, I always wanted a really big, beautiful oil painting for my kitchen in still life. You see some beautiful glasses and some beautiful vases and blooming. I'm always mixing my English and German. Some beautiful flowers on the table. And then you go a little bit lower and they have some dead pheasant, some dead duck, or some dead rabbit, you know, hanging off the table, and I want some dead animal. I was like, oh, the painting is good until there. Or I'm not a big fan of what we say Landschaft, but like artwork that shows like the land or the countryside or the woods, everything. But maybe some parts of it is good. And then actually, you know, the last couple of months I've been seeing a couple of design magazines where you see this beautiful classic old historic 200-year-old painting, but then it's like painted black up into here, and only the eyes and the more beautiful painted part of the painting is coming out and everything. And I started doing a little bit of research, and it's called dip art, where they're taking these beautiful paintings and they're dipping them in to another color to modernize them. And that's the problem with a lot of these old paintings. They're beautiful in some way and art and characteristic, but you need to modernize them a little bit. So I went looking, you know, my beloved eBay. Of course, I found some things. The first thing I found was this beautiful old portrait, got for a nickel and a dime. I love it. But like I said, everything here is painted great. This little accents in her hair. Her eyes are looking direct at you, but it needs to be a little bit modern. So I thought about, well, let's dip this and see if I can get that same effect. And I've been also seeing, not only in design magazines, but I'll show you a store we have here in Munich that's called Karas. It's a very like higher price, modern design, and they also have a lot of oil paintings that also have a dip, or they have a splash of color just going across the face. But I'll show you up here in the screen, they're also listed for like 400 or 500 euros. Hey, who has that type of money to give out? Maybe you can find something that's laying around at a thrift store. Maybe you can find something that's hanging up by grandma or grandpa that they don't mind giving up, and let's modernize it. And then I decided to take a chance on a landscaping country painting also. Of course, when you order anything out of the internet, you try to look at the pictures detailed. The colors I thought were different. It came coming a lot more yellow, and I'm just going to show it to you. There's not any part of this that I can dip and save. Da 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 da. It is ugly from one side to the other. In the pictures, it looked like it had a little bit more purple and dark green. You know, I love me some purple. I have a lot of purple accents and green in my living room, but all of the background came so much yellow and everything. But I love the frame. I love the size of the painting. And we're not going to quite dip it. We're going to do something else with it. So stay tuned, let's get started, and you'll see what I'm gonna do. Okay guys, we're hanging on with this one. Like I was telling you, I love the details here, the black little pearls and hairpin she has in her hair. We're going to dip it to about right here under her eye. But you see, this is a really old piece. It's being held together with one what is that called? One nail. Oh my god. It's being held together with one nail and with some masking tape. So we're going to take this off first. Look, pieces of the thing is coming apart. I just want to remove, I want to clean the frame a little bit, just all dust and dirt to make sure that the paint sticks. So I'm just going to go over here. This is just a moist, well, I know a lot of people hate that word, moist. This is just a damp. Oh, I notice here there's not gold. And also at the top. I might have to go back there and paint that a little gold after I dip it. But right now I'm just getting a little bit of the dust and dirt off to make sure that the paint sticks. Like I said, it's just damp with water. I didn't want to put any kind of cleaning chemicals on it. Okay. And since we're going to, oh, I gotta be careful, this thing's falling apart. And I don't want to clean up here, it just matters down here where the paint also has to stick. So I just want to lightly clean any dust off. I want to make sure this sticks. Okay, while that's drying, take a sip of wine. And this one here, we also want to clean this one up. This one, I got another idea for it. We're not just going to dip this one. We're probably going to totally cover this one. So I need to make sure everything sticks. Just cleaning it off. These come from old thrift stores. Okay, I think that's good because we're just going to spray paint this. Alright, then let me go in here and put this back together. Okay, first thing we're going to do is going to insert this here so I have something to hang it on. Looks like I have to bend it out a little bit more. I just took this off of another frame. I just want to make sure that at the top everything's covered. It's good. That's going to be covered with black paint. So I'm going to go back in and make sure this is in the center. Okay, I'm just going in with some really small finishing nails to secure this again in. So we just want to go in here. Secure. Just want to keep checking and make sure. God damn it. Okay, that's good. So our vision, a little bit of white shows down there because I pushed the it all the way up at the top where you saw pieces of the old painting fell off. It doesn't matter because it's going to be dipped in the black into here, so we can get that covered. So let me just put a couple of more nails in there to secure it and make sure this never falls apart. Okay, other than this being a little bit loose, but you know, that's just the hang. Oh, look, when I bend it up a little bit, it's staying better. But I think when that's hanging, that should be no problem. Okay, I think we got it secure. It's not moving. Okay, I'm gonna have to put that back in later because that doesn't want to stay in. And we got it secure in. And then I think it's good to go. Let's get ready to dip. Okay guys, we're starting off with this one, and I have decided to totally spray this one, this beautiful fur green, and we're just going to start with this one first so I can spray a little bit of the back and let that dry a little bit before we flip it over and finish. So shaking up is good, and let's start. Okay, I think that's good for now. I'm going to scoot this out of the way. Okay, now we're going to get started with dipping. I have this old box that used to hold 2 books in there. We don't need it anymore. And I figured the smaller the container, the less paint I have to use. So, my idea is to dip about around this area right here. So I'm going to measure that out and see how far that is. Okay, that's about 16, but I'm going to aim for 16. That might be a little bit too high. I'm going to aim for about 15. So let's go inside this box here, and I'm going to mark the 15 here in the box so I can set the frame all the way in it and make sure I get this done. Okay, what? Try from this side because I'm right-handed. This one I need Alex's left hand. He's left-handed. Okay, we'll mark there. Okay, as you see inside, we have a little bit of a rough marking. But now I'm gonna fill it up with paint, and I'm gonna make sure that when I fill it up, I don't fill it up all the way to that line, because of course, when I push the painting in, it's gonna displace the liquid, just like when you get in the bathtub and the water in the bathtub rises. So I'm gonna probably do it about 1 centimeter to 1/2 centimeter under this line, and when I have the painting in there and think I need a little more, I can always pour a little bit more painting in there. So let's get started with the paint that I'm using. We're working with Ferrule and Ball. We're working with the Modern Emulsion in Pitch Black number 256. This is the same color I have on the walls of my guest powder room. And because that's where I'm planning on hanging the picture, I want the black to match. So let's get this shaken up, stirred up, and poured in. Okay, you guys see the beautiful black color? I just shook this up, but I am going to stir it just to make sure everything is good and mixed. Okay, let's see if I can get this poured in without making a whole mess. Yeah, you can just hold that. Okay, it's good that I bought a second one, because I'm gonna need to fill it up, shake it out. Ugh. Oh God, I hope this works. Ferro and ball is not cheap, but I still have it if I need to paint something else. I can always touch up in the powder room. Smells funny. All right, let's get some more poured in there. Like I said, I'm gonna go about a centimeter under the line. Okay, I think that's good. It's about 1.5 centimeters under the line. Like I said, if I need more, I'll put it in there. Okay. Oh my God, that stinks. I don't remember it stinking so much when I painted anything. Okay, you guys, it's do or die now. Either this is gonna turn out great, or I'm about to ruin this picture. So.
Bye bye, Barbara.
Bye bye, Barbara. It looks like Barbara Streisand, maybe his 13-year-old. Okay, I'm gonna try to go in as even as I can. And I'm looking at the lines. Okay, tell you the truth, this is not dispersing the liquid as much as I thought. It's not as high as I thought. So, we're gonna scoop this over a little bit and I'm going to try. Okay, you guys, we had to add a little bit more color in there because I assumed the dispersion from the liquid would be more than what it was. I'm trying to get this deeper and deeper in here. I at least want her nose covered up. Okay, even though it's on the line where I measured out, I still want it a little bit higher. Exactly, when it drips, they smooth out. Okay, that's good. All right, I think that's good. They smooth out. Okay, I see it. Smooth out once you pop them. Let's see, one more. Real small one here. Ah, it keeps forming bubbles. I don't know why. Come on, smooth out the last one. Everything looks smooth. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, guys, I can't believe how cool this is becoming. Wait, I need to stop turning it to the side because look at that corner there. Okay, do that corner one more time. You need to hold it solid. Hold it straight. Did I go up high enough or should I have gone a little bit more higher or under her eye?
Bit more.
Yeah, me too, but I think we're gonna need more paint in here, and every time it's getting more bubbles. Okay, you guys, here is our final dip. We went through a couple of dips to finally get it perfect. Turned out good. I'm going to give you guys some tips where I made some mistakes as I was doing it, also with bubbles and how you can make that better. But stay tuned. I have to hold this and let everything drip off. We're going to let this dry and then we'll see how this finally turns out. Okay, stay tuned. Just make sure the extra paint is not dripping at the bottom. Okay. That looks good. Okay, it's been about 2 hours. I'm going in with the second coat of the green, and you see how I have totally just covered this other painting. Okay guys, I think it's done. One more. And we're going to let this dry, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to it next. Okay, you guys, this frame and this picture is finished. It's dry. You see I've totally covered it with this spray paint and that beautiful fur green. Now I'm going in with some acrylic paint that I had left over that I actually bought from my other abstract art and never used. It's just, oh God, I hope that's the color 9011803. It's just a beige color, but it has a little bit of a green taupe beige to it. You see it there. I'm going to start off with the pure. And as I'm working with my abstract art, I have my water here because I'm going to dilute it and maybe get some drip effect. So we're going to go in first. We had to cut down a brush because I didn't have a smaller brush anymore. I'm going to try to use this side of the brush, get all the hairs on there. And let's see if I can make this into a beautiful abstract art. Of course, I get hairs in there immediately. So I'm gonna get them out. No, actually that's the, I think that's the structure underneath. Okay. Well, I'm liking that so far. And then my next imagination, or how I was assuming, I want to make some kind of circle here. I wonder if I should start off with a thinner brush. And I can always make it thicker. Let me start off with this thinner brush. Let's see if I can get a good circle. I'm not mad at that. Okay, now I'm gonna mix with a little bit of water because I want to get some drips. I want to make the paint a little bit more liquidier. Put maybe my tablespoon of water in there. I'm gonna add a little bit more paint because I think I got it too liquidy. See if I can get some paint on there. Okay, I'm gonna go around to the other side because this is the top. And you would think drips would drop down to the bottom, but I want them to flow up to the top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit more of that liquidy and I'm gonna go over here. And I'm gonna tip the picture up and see if I can get a drip. See if I can get it to drip. Okay, I think that's good for now. Oh, shit. Okay, we're gonna lay it down and make sure the drips don't drip back the other direction. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. My next option, I'm gonna let that sit and see if I like this, but my next option was to turn it in this way, put a little bit more liquid here and see if it drips in this direction in the circle. But right now I'm liking how that's looking. Very abstract. Drips on here. Goes back. Best thing working with acrylic paint, if you don't like it, it's very water dissolvable and you can correct whatever you need to. I'm not mad at that. That looks pretty cool, but do you still think I should make the drips going this way, or?
I think it's enough.
I think
I
it's
really
enough
like
too.
it. I really like it.
Anywhere else you see little mess ups? The white to stay within. Good enough. The white stays within the frame. Also up here. Better. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed another episode of Dare to Decorate and DIY Art. I love how both pieces turned out. As you see with the piece that I totally covered, you can take any old unattractive piece, just cover it with some spray paint of your color that you love and just be very creative and paint something over it. It fits very good to the other pieces of art I have there hanging on the wall. I'm waiting on 2 other pieces of art, so that's why they're not so perfectly hung. I removed one and everything's going to be rearranged, but please stay for the update. And the dip art, I am so happy with it. I want to take a little time to give you some tips so you can learn from the mistakes I made and you don't have to make them. I believe that the liquid paint would be displaced when I dipped the portrait in there. I overestimated that. It didn't get as much displaced, and once I dipped it in and pulled it out, it was a perfect, how it was covered was perfect. And then I kept having to refill, keep going little by little to make sure I didn't get it too high. Trust your line. You can, the line that you mark in the container where you put your paint, you can go ahead and fill it all the way up to there and dip your paint, because as I dipped it several times, going in and out caused air to go into the paint, and I had a lot of problems with air bubbles, and also the coat of paint was too thick. So I ended up taking the paintbrush and scraping a lot of the paint off till it had a very thin layer. I let that dry like 30 or 40 minutes, so it just had a very thin base. Filled it up to the line, tried to shake the container a little bit. A lot of the air bubbles came to the top that you could just like smooth them away. I dipped it in once and pulled it back out. Even though there's still little air bubbles and unevenness, I live in an old building. I don't have super smooth walls like in a modern renovated house or a newly built house. So my little already bumps and grooves in my wall, it fits. It fits to my decor and to my walls and my aesthetic of my apartment. But if I do it again, I will take some of the tips and learn from the mistakes I did. So I hope you stay tuned for more Dare to Decorate videos. There are many to come. I am redoing almost every corner of my apartment and just trying new things that I want to try out. And a lot of dupes are coming and a lot of DIYs for a lot less money than what they would cost you for the items that I am DIYing and duping. So please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, turn on your notification bell so you know when those new Dare to Decorate episodes are coming. Please have a conversation with me down in the comments. Pop over to my Instagram pages and say hi, and I will see you next time. Bye.